Hello, my name is Bart Amores, and I'm here doing a my midterm for my humanities class 101 dash 53. I'm just here answering a couple of questions, and the purpose of it is to separate us from AI. What separates us from AI? What makes us human? So I will be answering the next about 5 to 6 questions the next couple of minutes, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. Forgive me, I have a cough, and I look off the screen to read the cameras or read the questions, so just be patient. First question is what is your most memorable childhood event, and how has that impacted you today? I would definitely say when I was 8 years old, when my parents separated. And the reason I say that is because I remember we had to go, me, my mom, and my little brother had to go stay in a woman's shelter, like a single parent shelter, woman's shelter for like 2 weeks until the housing stuff came through. And we didn't have a car. We were taking buses. And the reason I think about that is because it was such a tough time on my mom. And as kids, me and my little brother just thought it was the best time riding the buses, and the people we met in the shelters, and just going from place to place was were extraordinary people, and going through hard times as well. And I think it really affected me today and how I treat people and how I see people. Because a lot of people look at people going through hard times as as people that aren't up to even talking to, or shouldn't be treated a certain way. And I'm just not there, because there's some genuine people there who have made some bad choices or have been dealt a bad hand. And everybody isn't the same, everybody doesn't react the same. And I really truly got to appreciate people, not by how they look or what situation they were or what they could do for you, but just people that were genuine people and could just truly be themselves, and not it was just I guess there's only so many things you could say as far as just how good of people that that people don't give a chance to see. And I just, to this day, I don't judge a book by its cover, if you will. If people are going through hard times, or maybe not look the best, or maybe not look the cleanest or whatever. It's sometimes people just go through bad times, and some people don't recover as quickly as others, or if at all. But it doesn't mean that they're not worth saying hi to, or treating with some dignity, a little respect. But for me, that's what really affected me in my life, was going through that time, and just getting to experience the tough times, and getting to see how you should come through. That was question number one. Number two is describe yourself using only colors and shapes. I thought this was a fun question, and I do have several colors. One being yellow, because I feel like, and I think those people that know me know that I'm just like just like a ray of sunshine, if you will. From first thing in the morning, I wake up and I'm just happy. I'm just a happy person. And I know that sounds cheesy, and a lot of people don't believe me and whatever. And I'm not saying I don't go through hard times and whatnot, but I just choose to see the brighter side, see the positive side of things. So yellow is definitely a big color that I would choose for myself. Another color would be red. And I know, like, sometimes reds with, match with anger and stuff, but I feel like with me, it's more passion and romance, if you will. Like, I definitely feel like I'm very romantic and very passionate, a passionate person. And I usually like to keep the positive passion. And orange. And the reason I picked orange is because I love sunsets and I love sunrises. And red and orange seem to make that mix that causes those. And I kind of feel like that's me. You know, when the sun rises, I feel like I'm up, and it's a thing of beauty. It's a thing of hope. It's the start of a new day. And you know, when the sun sets, it's, you know, you're ending it, and you know, hopefully put a good day's work in, and you know, you're ending something good. So those would be the colors. As far as shapes, I picked circle, and not just because I'm a big dude, because I am shaped like a circle in some sense, but just the actual circle itself never stops. You know, it's just like a rolling hill that just starts and just keeps going and keeps going. And I feel like that's how I try to live my life, is to try to get stagnant and not to, you know, not just to be settled, and just to keep moving and keep growing, to keep just, you know, moving along, and trying to affect as many people as I can, and, you know, meet and get to know and leave, and always leave a good, you know, good feeling. And, you know, the whole circle of life thing, you will, you know, if you go, you experience your ups, your downs, your good, your bad. But, you know, it's just the full circle. So that is definitely the one shape I would use to describe myself. That was question number 2. Question number 3 is an interesting one. Describe why time flies like an arrow, but fruit flies like a banana. Um, I can't describe it, but I imagine, you know, time flies like an arrow. You know, it goes quick. It's fast. I mean, before you know it, you know, you're old. You know, I first started school when I was 18. Now I'm, you know, 40. So 41 actually. And it flies quick. The fruit flies like a banana. I have no idea. But if I was to try to put it in some kind of context, I would say, you know, a banana's not like it's straight like an arrow. That, you know, fruit takes a while to form, to grow. So that, you know, even though time is like a banana, some things don't, or I'm sorry, the time flies like an arrow. Some things aren't as straight. You know, life happens, things happen. You know, some things take time to grow. You know, like I said, I started school at 18 and I was not ready. And now I'm doing much better, you know, at 20 years later. But, you know, while I pursue other things in life. So it's just, that's how I feel it. Maybe it just means that, you know, hey, time flies, but not everything is on the same linear as that arrow, you know. Some things has its own timetable. That's a good question. I mean, I see. I know it's a saying. I've never heard it till now, but it's interesting. Next question is: how do you feel when you think about your upbringing and what makes you feel that way? Um, I think most of us had, you know, ups and downs. Um, some of us had more downs than others, and I'm no different. I feel like I grew up, you know, poor. I wasn't the poorest person, but you know, you grow up wanting more, and you know, obviously parents separate, and you know, you're on welfare and you're on food stamps, and you know, you're embarrassed as a kid. But like I said, I think we made the best out of it. And you know, we got to experience a lot of cool things, and it just makes you respect the process. It makes you respect people in different parts of their lives, because you know, some great things are built from that life of struggle, and and perseverance, and it's like, I hope more people show people that are struggling more respect and a little more dignity, because or treat them more dignity, because it's not an easy thing, but like I said, there's it's like the rose that grew from concrete. Its stems are strong. The stem is strong, so it's a beautiful thing, and I'm no different. I'm thankful for what I went through, good and bad. But like, we grew up different. Like, one of my favorite stories is my mom was a Cracker Jack vendor at Tiger Stadium, the old Tiger Stadium, and she'd get us to sneak us in games, me and my little brother, and she'd sit us next to random strangers, like when we were like 10, and she would give them Cracker Jack boxes, and if they would just keep an eye on us, and no harm was done. We were high fiving everybody. It was the coolest thing in the world. And and today you couldn't do that, and I understand why there's hesitation, but it also, we live in a world where people are scared to talk to each other face to face, and I'm thankful that we shared those moments, because I'm all about interaction. So those were some cool moments, and yeah, I don't have any bad feelings about my upbringing. I'm very thankful that my parents worked hard to give us what we could, and once we grew up and became men, we took it on our own. But good question. Next question: what historical event changed the most? Oh, I'm sorry, changed you the most, and where were you when it happened? Excuse me. I was stuck between two events. I think I'm gonna go with 9/11. I was in 12th grade. We were in second hour. I remember it was Mr. Palmer's class. Mr. Palmer's had taught geography, not geography. It was history class, I believe, or political science. One of the classes like that. It was. I remember he got a phone call in school and was just in disbelief, and they rushed a TV over, and as he turned the TV on, the second plane hit the tower, and we were just all in disbelief. A whole bunch of seniors who never shut up were just silent, and but it was one of those things where you saw it and it was silence for a moment, but we got released, and when I went on about my day after I released, went to friends' house, hung out, and then not till the end of the day did you realize, like what really happened, how many lives lost, terrorist attack on American soil, just a lot of a lot of just, it really hit its toll the older I got and the more I saw it, and then the years after you could keep seeing it. And once I had not flown at the time, so once you're in the air, and then you could just only picture what it was like to be at someone else's mercy. Flying's very scary, like regular turbulence, but you could only imagine being when someone else is, that is trying to crash that plane, or going to see, New York, and going to see how crowded that place is, and how it must have been to just be in that kind of terror, how high, and for people to make those decisions, like that's it makes you appreciate life whenever you can put yourself in that moment, because a lot of those people weren't given options, and and that's one of those things that you take your time to live, and just your freedoms, if you will, to just go about your days, and never knowing what's happening, what someone else is thinking, what who's plotting against you. So that was one of those things that really changed me, or my mindset growing up, and just as far as watching your surroundings, and just being aware. The last question. Which of the previous questions was the most difficult to answer and why? Originally I thought it would be the arrow flying straight in the banana one, but excuse me. But I'd have to say it was the what historical event changed, because I also, between 9/11 and the day that former President Barack Obama got put into office, that was pretty big in my life too. I mean, obviously, just seeing first black president, and I mean, whether you like his politics or not, or what he did, just the fact that living in a country that that says that there's no issues, but yet you look in the history books and no one looks like me, that's ran this country. It just felt like some kind of step forward. I mean, whether you believe things are real or not, it was just something cool to see at that moment. And that's why between that and 9/11, those were both really big moments in my life. But, it's just one of those things where, I don't know. I just decided to go 9/11, but that was probably the toughest question out of all of them to answer. But I thank you guys for watching the video. That was the last question. And just I hope you guys have a great day. Live your lives to the fullest, and maybe I'll see you guys soon. Bye.